Well, welcome back. Short video today after many months of radio silence. Thought I'd just get some thoughts out. I've been still thinking about riffs a lot lately, getting back into role playing with the change in seasons as I typically do in the fall. My mind starts turning to dice rolling more, and I've just been considering adventure writing again, more about the theory and the processes behind writing adventures and what makes a good adventure, and for riffs specifically, and just reflecting on the fact that online, in videos, in Reddit, in Discord, when people talk about riffs adventures, they don't often kind of go down the dungeon crawl route, and how, like D&D, like old school fantasy games, certainly your first adventures are often, a short trip out to a hole in the ground where you brave the unknown and nasty dangers in search of treasure. To me, Rift seems to be the perfect setting for that kind of trope, and maybe people are sick of it, tired of it with fantasy, which is fine. But I really like the twist that Rifts puts on that. We've literally got a world full of, buried ruins, a highly populated, densely populated continent that's been, covered in volcanic ash and flooding and all sorts of nuclear fallout, all sorts of fun stuff, burying, centuries worth of technology, and stuff that would still be, like, a lot of it would have been underground, subterranean bunkers, just underground basements of normal factories, all that kind of stuff, and it should survive fairly well intact, and there'd probably be some decent security devices and alarms and security sentry bots, stuff like that roaming. So you've got all those great tropes just waiting to be used, like traps and sentient AI guardians, stuff like that. And I was just looking through my old Rift source book and recalling this picture here where it shows the domains of man, basically, that the black part is all just wilderness. Everything there is just trying to kill you, basically. And this whole area would be, at least this whole area, probably, by the time of pre-Rifts, like when the Rifts came, in my head canon, I have this whole continent fairly well densely populated, more so than today, 2023 kind of standards. But anyways, during this setting here, Rifts is, wasteland out here. This is where humanity is, and the shaded parts are, contested areas that are kind of wild. They're still trying to conquer, and that's the early timeline of Rifts, of course. So yeah, I've just been thinking about that a lot lately, and wondering if other people out there who are listening to this, watching this, do you play a lot of dungeon delving kind of games with your riffs? Certainly when we played it a bit more as high school kids in the 90s, I don't recall us ever going underground. It was always wilderness adventures, sometimes town adventures in town, like corruption type stuff, like a mystery, a lot of monster mashing in the wilderness, and a lot of fighting the coalition in the wilderness. So there was never anything played up around the looking for artifacts in buried structures or ruins. And that's another thing, actually, I should mention too, the idea that black market goods are a currency. We never played that up or really considered it when we played this more. So the currency, the credit system is, I guess, well, this is how I would play it out. The credit system is in coalition territories pretty well only. It doesn't really have much use to any other small town or even big city outside the coalition. They deal in barter, goods, or pre-rifts, trinkets and artifacts. I love the idea of everybody being, even the commoners who can't read or don't care about academic pursuits. I love the idea of them all being preoccupied or very interested in hearing and seeing anything about the time before rifts. Just I love the idea of them being in awe of what life was like before the rifts came, and people gathering around to just see the latest artifacts that the adventurers returned to town with. From, they just went out and found an old ruined basement of maybe even a subdivision, just a house, and they pull out like an old entertainment system. And the idea of everybody in town being excited about that and offering money or goods or services in exchange for getting to see it work or maybe buy it off them. I really like those kind of aspects of rifts, and I really like to play them up in my games that I'll be running in the future, hopefully. Oddly enough, that artifact finding trope, I would like to write the adventure around a historical mystery that the characters get a thread that they start out with a bit of information, and it will just keep unraveling and revealing more pieces of the puzzle of that particular area's history of what went down after the rifts came, before the rifts, what things were going on there, and then maybe tie it into like today's modern, what's going on today. I like that kind of fun tie into reality. And it seems all of my games, all of my adventures that I toy around with and never get too far, too deep into writing, sadly, but I always basically build my adventures around the need for a rogue scientist or rogue scholar being in the party. Again, nothing we ever considered as high school kids. We just wanted to blow stuff up, I guess. A bunch of meatheads, that's what you get, I guess, when you're high schoolers. But so much potential in the rift setting for this kind of stuff now that I'm much wiser and much older. And just wondering if other people are having much fun with that stuff as well. I don't see a lot of it. Still a lot of blowing stuff up and fun guns and action stuff. But I don't see a ton of people playing rogue scholars. What a great class. Anyways, those are just my thoughts. After being away for a while, I thought I'd make a video, a short, light video, just to get back into the swing of things here. I'll hopefully be posting a few more in the near future. By no means will it be probably weekly, though, for the time being. Too many other jobs on the go at the moment. Anyways, thanks for listening. Roll on.